to the dollar so much more. So we decided that we wanted to do something different with it rather than mining with it. So what we started doing is started day trading Bitcoin. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys to start day trading Bitcoin right now because I tell you it's very, very stressful. It's high action. It's on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you cannot turn it off. Okay? There's the exchanges going on the whole time. You literally glue yourself to the charts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, I was walking around with my iPad, with my telephone. You know, I had a monitor on at my house. In pretty much every room I was in, I had one going so I could just watch it. It was getting a little bit ridiculous. It's fun, but it can also be stressful. In fact, I made a couple of just really stupid mistakes that ended up costing me close to $30,000 in 2 seconds. I literally hit a button, and I lost $30,000. How many people, I mean, would that just like ruin your entire year, right? I don't even want to tell you how that felt, but it was a very bad experience for me, right? And another thing is you have to sleep sometimes. So you're sitting there and sleeping, right? And what if Bitcoin takes a huge drop in the middle of the night, and you wake up in the morning and your stuff is worth half as much as it was previously? That's very not cool. And you know, reading these charts is an acquired skill as far as I'm concerned. Now, some of these exchanges, some people are asking me, what are some of these major exchanges? There's everything from Bitstamp to Mt. Gox, MTGOX, BTCE, Camp BX. There's Bitcoin China, but I wouldn't recommend getting involved there right now because it's hard to move money around. And more. There's Coinbase as well, and a lot of other places that you can get this money at and do the exchange stuff at. But all that was really, really stressful. Now, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, made a ton of money doing it and trading it during this time, but it was super stressful for a few months. So what we did is we actually perfected a different way, a new way, and something that I would think is way, way better. In fact, I don't have to mess with it anymore because this does it for me. All right? So this does it for me. Now, how many people here, what percentage do you see on there right now? Remember the slide from a little bit earlier today, it said, what, 8,000% plus a little bit? What do you guys see on there right now? What is the max profit you see? You want to tell me? Anybody want to type it in? What's the max profit that you see on there? Now, is that some serious max profit? Now, do you see that $16,844? That was from a $100 investment, from $100 investment during that time, all right, to $16,000. Now, what I actually want to do right now is I want to show you our software and show you a few different things. Number one, I can show you how much money potentially would have been made within a few different time periods. So you guys can tell me how much money that you would have invested in, and let's just say it was 3 months ago or 6 months ago or 2 months ago or even a month ago, or even let's just say last week, and you could see how much money you would have probably yielded. Right? Does anybody want to take a look and see that? So you can see exactly how much money you would have made if you would have met me a month ago. Right? We're actually going to take a look at that right now. So what we did is we actually put together a software. It's called the Bitcoin Exchange Bot. And what the Bitcoin Exchange Bot does is it does the trades for you. Instead of you having to watch the charts and you having to watch 24 hours a day and wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, we're talking about this being able to do it for you. Now, somebody said, well, Bitcoin's $720 per Bitcoin. Well, Rod, it depends on the exchange that you're looking at. On Mt. Gox, it was at $829. So just take a look at that real quick. Some of the exchanges are a little bit more or a little bit less. Somebody says, does it run on a Mac? Yes, it runs on a Mac. It runs on a PC. It runs on just about any of these. If you've seen that graphic before on a different webinar, I doubt it because it was custom made by one of my very, very close business partners for me like a couple weeks ago. Anyways, let's take a look at this awesome software. It's called Bitcoin Exchange Bot, and we want to give you a demo. So let me actually let me pause the screen real quick. Now, while I'm doing this and I'm pausing the screen so I can pull up my software, I want to introduce you guys to a gentleman, and I use that word very, very loosely, named Kyle. Kyle's a friend of mine. Kyle and I actually heard about Bitcoin at the same time. We were hanging out in St. Martin, right? We were out in the Caribbean.
Yep, on the lovely island of St. Martin.
Yes, beautiful island of St. Martin. I'm actually going to be going back there soon here. And I was actually going to book some tickets, so I was going to get in touch with you on that. Now, we were out in St. Martin, and we have some mutual friends, and we were doing some business stuff. And we came upon somebody who started talking to us a little bit about Bitcoin and what it was and how it was going to, be a revolution. And, I'm a pretty hard sell, guys, but I got excited about it as I started, checking Google that night and looking at a lot of stuff that was going on. And I said, oh, my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. So what I started doing is doing a little bit more research with Kyle here, and we joined a trading exchange. Okay, we joined a trading exchange. Now, the exchange takes a couple of weeks to verify your identity, so while we're sitting there waiting to get our identities verified so we can do some exchanging and trading and stuff on there, we're watching the price of Bitcoin just skyrocket. And we're like just texting each other, emailing each other back and forth saying, holy shit, do you guys see this? Like, I'm freaking out right now. I want in. And it was absolutely crazy. And then finally we got in and we started doing some trading. Now I'm going to tell you right now, just with anything else, folks, if you invest money in something, and you're trading and you're doing that sort of stuff, there can be losses and there can be gains, all right? And that's just the way things work. And I had some amazing gains, and I had some pretty hard to swallow losses, like that $30,000 loss, because I hit the wrong button and I wasn't paying attention. Now, that doesn't happen with our software, thank God. It'll save you from doing stupid stuff like that. But let's actually just take a look real quick at what's going on. So I'm going to run a couple of tests here.
Yeah, well, he's setting this up. I'll tell you a little bit about my story, just so you guys understand. Because when you guys see stuff from Michael all the time, and he's like a computer whiz, right? He knows everything about the computer, and he may have invented it. I'm still not sure. But me, on the other hand, I have no clue. I don't know anything about SEO. I went to college when they had like AOL dial-up, so I only got like 20 hours a month or whatever it was. So I don't know anything about computers really. So when we were down there talking in St. Martin and the guy starts talking about Bitcoin, it was literally like I knew nothing about the stuff, but he gave us each $20 while we were there, while we were waiting for our like Taggart said, waiting for our IDs to be verified and stuff.
That's right. I forgot about that too. Yeah, I forgot.
And so we were sitting there, and we were there for I think like 7 or 8 days. And we met him probably on like the second or third days, and he gave us $20. And by the time we left the island, we were all leaving, and I think it was up to like $31. So we'd made like 50% on our money, and we couldn't even get like home fast enough. We couldn't get our IDs verified fast enough. We're like trying to figure out how to get more and more of this money. And so when we got back to the States, I still hadn't got verified because something happened with my ID. They didn't like the size of the picture or something. So I still didn't get verified. Michael's over there wiring money left and right. My first Bitcoin transaction, I went and met a guy in Dummies off of localbitcoins.com to get my first Bitcoin because I just couldn't wait anymore. But the point of that is I had no clue about anything technical and still don't. But the software, Michael said, hey, Kyle, put this on your computer. So I did, opened it up, tied it to one of the accounts I had, and next thing you know, I think it was like 2 weeks later, and I was like, hey, Taggart, that $7,500 is up to 15 grand, and it's been like 2.5 weeks. It was crazy. And
so repeat that again. How much you put in there? 7,500, and
7,500. It was like 2.5 weeks. It might have been like 17 days or something. And I checked it again, and because I was like Michael at the beginning, like it was literally we would be texting and Skyping like, hey, I'm going to meet a guy at Denny's right now. This is the price I'm getting it at, and we were watching it day and night, like totally neglecting our families.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, in fact, I had kind of shied away from it at that point because I literally had to like take a step back. I'm like, this is consuming my whole life just watching it go up and down every day. And so he said, put this bot on. You don't have to do anything, thankfully. And he's like, hey, just install this, check this box, and do this. And literally like 2.5 weeks later, I didn't even go back in and change anything, and boom, the money was there. So I was like, holy cow, this is crazy. How's this even happening?
Yeah, exactly. And that's some, I mean, dude, that was some serious stuff, and that was really cool results that you guys got. So I'm actually going to turn the screen on right now so you guys can see what it looks like. Now here you go right here. Now I want to show you a couple of things. Now what this is kind of the inside of the trading bot. Okay. Now I can't show you all of the tabs in here because it has some proprietary information about my accounts and whatnot. This bot is tied into your accounts through